Alright boys, and welcome back to another mental base design. This one's a hexagon that comes packed with all my favorite features, making the base a raider's nightmare. I really enjoy making bases and videos on them, however I have zero ability to name my bases. This time I've gone super creative with the name and I've gone and called it the SaFeHouse version 2. Feel free to drop me a sub if you can and like the video, that'd be super awesome. And finally I just want to say that this base does look slightly like Dust's Vulcan. If somehow you've not seen that video, I'm going to be linking that down below, along with Dust's Discord, even though this base is actually stronger and more defendable. Once again, this one's a modular mansion that actually goes from small, medium to large and can take you all the way through an entire wipe. Before I give you boys the tour, I want to quickly break down the build cost and the upkeep. For starters on screen, this is the total build cost, which includes all the deployables, every code log box, anything you see throughout the tour. And then just to make it easier to visualize, this is how many boxes of each material you'll need. And finally on screen, this is the total upkeep that you'll need to keep the base alive for 24 hours. And without further ado, let's jump into the tour. I'd like to quickly make you aware of the server builder sanctuary, where you can load in any one of my bases and tour them yourself. In order to load in any one of my bases, load into the server, hit middle mouse to bring up the menu, and then click browse designs. From there you can either search my name or type the builder sanctuary code from the pinned comments to find a specific base. Once you've found the base that you're looking for, go ahead and hit load and then the base will spawn in on your island. I'm going to have the Discord for the server link below, where you can access all the client.connects and a list of server features. This base could easily be pulled off by a dedicated trio, or a lazy 5-man, it's completely up to you guys. And we have two entrances to head inside the base. Both entrances are actually a part of the same square, but it does make you a little bit harder to door camp, however it's not impossible. There's also a window in the middle to check for door campers, however you won't get the best angle. Opening this door creates an airlock for the two front doors and also takes us deeper inside the base. There's furnaces on our left and the jump up to our right. Heading forwards takes us to our spacious core. In here we have a total of 4 loot rooms. 3 of those 4 loot rooms have got unlootable boxes underneath them. Locking these boxes before the ramp is placed means you can access them easily, however raiders have to spend a total of 8 rockets to access these. And there's more boxes above for less important items. And the other 2 loot rooms are exactly the same. Final loot room's got our tier 3, mixing table for getting GP, and a repair bench. On the final triangle in the hexagon we have our roof bunker that's guarded by a turret from above, and it costs a total of 15 rockets to get down to the core. To break the bunker you need to F1 kill and spawn inside the core. Once we spawn inside we're met with our TC, some doors and a window. Inside this box you need to keep mats for closing the bunker and a hammer to pick up the windows. Picking up those windows gives us access to the twig frame. Breaking the twig frame will destroy the roof and allow us to exit our bunker. This stability bunker is actually closed from the inside of the base by placing a twig frame and a triangle roof on top. Upgrade your roof, and now it takes a total of 15 rockets to get to the core. On the left we have more windows towards our TC, and finally a locker right in the back. This time if we take a right from the front door we can head up to our shooting floor. We have an airlock to exit outside, and it also leads to our first window. The shooting floor is filled with a mix of peek downs. Oh man, yeah, we'll leave that in. The shooting floor is filled with a mix of different peek downs that allow you to see all the way around your base. And this particular section also allows you to peek up onto your roof. This will help if people are stealing your minicopter or if you're just getting door camped from on the roof. Then over here we have the half wall low wall peaks, where you can use the planter to get an even better peek down. And then the pattern repeats itself all the way around the base. On the opposite side of our jump up we have a single door. This leads into our locker room with some bags. In here you can rekit from inside the shooting floor and hopefully defend your base. There's also a jump up that leads to the top of the roof. Heading out this single door takes you outside. On the roof there's a mix of different peaks that you can use. One of my friends actually showed me this design, and props to him because it's a super useful roof peek up. You can tell that a raider on your roof would not have as good an angle as you would on the inside. Overall the roof is pretty basic, however you can defend it. You can put a couple turrets down and then also land a minicopter. That concludes the tour. Now we're going to go ahead and show you guys how to build it. For starters, find a good place to build, and once you found a spot that you like, go ahead and put down the starter footprint. This base is just a hexagon to start off with, and you can upgrade it to stone and surround the whole thing in walls. Now pick any 2 triangles to wall off. I'm going to pick these ones. And your TC is going to go in the second triangle up against this wall. Place a window in front of your TC, and a window to the right. Then door frames in between. Upgrade all this stuff to stone. Next, come on top of your TC and we're going to add a roof on top. Place triangles everywhere except for the one to the right of your TC. And you can upgrade all these triangles to stone. Next, if you stand on top of your TC and face towards the hole, then we're going to add walls in front and a half wall. Give it a roof and a door frame. Place in your door on top, and we're going to drop off right here and place a square and a half wall. You can upgrade both of these, and then finally you can add one more foundation here if you need it to jump on. So that's the entire starter base, pretty small footprint. Go ahead and place down your bags and your boxes. Once you've farmed up enough materials to continue, you can go ahead and add squares off of every triangle. And you can upgrade all your new squares to stone. Next, add stone triangles in between the squares. All of our loot rooms are going to need a half wall, so we're going to place that now before we forget. Drop off in front of your door and we're going to place a half square and upgrade it to stone. And we're going to do this to the next 3 squares. And this last square is actually going to be where our entrance lies. You can go ahead and wall the square in and upgrade to stone. For now, just place in a twig set of stairs. Next, we're going to add one more square off of this side and upgrade to stone. Then add 2 triangles on the sides and upgrade those to stone as well. Finally, wall in the square. And add a roof on top. In the middle, we're going to place a window, and on the left and right, we're going to add single doors. Add a door frame on the middle, and a roof on top. Next, we're going to add a wall on the left and right of this open square. And we can finish it off with 2 triangle roofs. Now that our entrance is built, we need to raise up the rest of the core. We're going to add walls all the way around the base. You can upgrade all of these new walls to stone for just now. Before we can raise our shell any higher, we need to add 3 extra squares. Make your way to your first loot room that comes from the front door, and we're going to add an extra square coming off. Upgrade this square to stone, and then wrap it in walls. Next, we're going to add a floor on top, and a half wall. Add in a twig triangle coming off the side. Then we're going to use this triangle to place in our ramp. Make sure it's facing down the way towards the main base, and make sure it's raised and not lowered. And then you can upgrade. Once your ramp's upgraded, you can break this twig. And once you've done that, you can repeat that process on this square and this square. This is what the base should look like so far. And now that all of our ramps are placed in, we can wall in the rest of the second floor. Add full walls all the way around and half walls on top of your ramps. And then all of these new walls can get upgraded to stone. Next, we're going to give this base a ceiling. Go ahead and jump on top of your starter's airlock, and we're going to place a wood square coming off to the left. The rest of the roof can get filled in with stone. This is how far I would take the base just while building in stone. The reason we've left it so open in the core is so that we can do some upgrading. I wouldn't build it any further than this without having the necessary materials. For starters, the entire hexagon is going to get upgraded to armored. You can start with the roofs, and then also all the walls to the core can be armored too. The foundations can be metal except for the one the TC is sitting on, and this wall on the inside needs to be armored too. Upgrade your window frames. Next, everything below our loot rooms needs to get upgraded to metal, so drop underneath your half squares and upgrade the foundations. Next, you can upgrade all of the actual half squares to metal as well. And upgrade all of the triangle foundations in between to metal as well. Next, we're going to add walls in between our loot rooms, so just come from below and place in some walls. And all of these new walls you just placed in can get upgraded to metal, including the walls at your airlock. Finally, place floors on top of the triangles, and upgrade them to metal too. Now you can break your twig stairs, and place in a metal floor on top. Next, come outside the base and we're going to upgrade the bottom layer of walls. Also our ramps, and the floors underneath them need to be metal as well. And that's everything we need to upgrade on the outside. Coming back on the inside, we're going to have missed some walls because we couldn't reach them outside, so upgrade those as well. Finally, upgrade the entire second floor to metal as well. From your front door, we're going to place a metal floor on the right. and a metal wall in front. Next you can soft side out your wooden floor and add in 2 single doors. Add a double door frame in the middle and a hard side wall in the back. You can add in a staircase or a half wall to do this jump. Upgrade all of this twig to stone and add a roof on top. Place in your doors, add in a frame and a garage door to secure your drop down. Next you can upgrade the rest of your roof to metal except for the far square over your airlock. Next we're going to start working on the main living section. You can build this stage at any time, just make sure you're not covering up something that you need to upgrade later. For starters we're going to wall in all the triangles in between our squares. Next up you're going to need 9 boxes and 9 code locks. Come into one of your loot rooms and drop inside. We're going to place 1 single box flat up against the core wall and then 2 other boxes alongside. Make sure your code lock faces in the way, and then you can get your team to grab all the codes. So the first 3 loot rooms coming from the front door are going to be filled with boxes at the bottom. However, in the 4th one I like to put the tier 3 and stuff here. Once all your boxes are placed and your teammates have gotten all the code locks on the boxes, you can go ahead and place some twig floors on top. Once the twig floors are there, we're going to place a ramp on top, making sure it's a lowered ramp, and then we're going to upgrade our ramps to metal. Once the ramps are placed in, you can break the twig underneath. You should be able to access all your boxes through the ramp. And these boxes will be unlootable for raiders and it will cost them 8 rockets to get to each one. Next, use this half wall on the back to place a triangle on top of your ramp. And you can upgrade that to metal and place in your boxes however you'd like. Once all your loot rooms are built, you can add in a frame and a door. And for this loot room, if you place in a half wall, a floor on top, and a triangle on the outside, then delete the twig on the inside, and you can place a triangle to upgrade. You can do whatever you'd like with this loot room, there's plenty of space to place anything. Next you're going to spam door frames everywhere else throughout the core, and upgrade all of these to stone. All the walls inside our chute are going to get upgraded to armored as well, and the roof tile above. You can upgrade this triangle to metal and add a turret on top. You can also place a locker in the back triangle, and a window in front. There's room for furnaces in both of these triangles as well. Feel free to lock your TC and also add some externals that overlap outside. Very quickly I'm going to show you guys that your bunker is already set up and good to go. Pick up your ladder, and then we're going to place a twig frame that links onto the half wall that you should have placed at the start of the base. Then from there we're going to add a triangle roof on top of the frame. And you can upgrade your frame. And also upgrade this window frame to armored. And in the morning when you log back on, shoot out the twig and replace your ladder. Now that the core is complete, we're going to add squares off the remaining squares. Raise up these final 2 squares as well by 1 floor, and then raise up all the outer squares to the same height as the base. You shouldn't have any problem placing in the walls even with the ramps. And then you can upgrade all of these walls to stone. And you can add floors on top of your squares, and then we're going to add metal triangle frames in between the squares. Once you've gotten to this stage, you're ready to start building the shooting floor. Make your way to above your front door, and we're going to place in a half wall and 2 window frames. Add a door frame in the middle and a window frame on top. Break the half wall and add a low wall underneath. Then we're going to add half walls on the left and right and a low wall in the middle. Add a roof on top, and you can upgrade all of this stuff to stone. To top this one off, we're going to add a raised ramp in the middle, and I prefer it to be metal. 2 cauldrons give the perfect peak onto your roof, however you can use large boxes if you don't have this skin. On the next square we're going to place a window frame in the middle and 2 half walls. Break the lower half walls and add in low walls. Then give it a roof and upgrade all this to stone. And on this square we're going to build in the roof peak ups again. And the pattern repeats itself, so in the next square it's going to be the low walls. And just continue that pattern on to the last 2 squares. Once you've filled in your squares, make your way over to your triangles, and we're going to drop underneath and place in some triangle roofs. And from on top you can upgrade all your roofs to metal, and then add door frames in between. You can upgrade your frames to stone, then place garage doors next to your roof peaks and double doors everywhere else. On the opposite end of the jump up we're going to add a single door and 2 windows. Then place walls in between and then honeycomb the chute. Upgrade these walls to stone as well, and place frames in between. Upgrade your frames and then add a roof, obviously missing out this triangle. Next, finish the roof all the way around your shooting floor, and upgrade it all to metal if you can. Next, we're going to wall in our jump up, and place a door and 2 windows directly across from your jump up. Then you can add a roof on top, and then place square roof ramps all the way around. And then you can upgrade all of these to stone. Especially upgrade the roof peaks to stone because they give the best angle. Once you've done that, add in your doors and windows all the way around, and once you've added those in, that completes the base. Hopefully you boys have enjoyed this one and you found it easy enough to follow. I really hope to see this base out there on some servers because it is a good base and I think you guys will like it a lot. If you guys ran into any issues or if you've got some questions, just leave me a comment down below. I also have my Discord linked in the description down below, just in case you want to come say hello or if you guys need some help. If you boys enjoyed this one or if you're planning on using the base, please feel free to drop a like and a sub, it would help me out a ton. And I'll see you boys in the next one.